Everyone says let's just legalize marijuana so that anyone can sell it, just off the street. Well, I think a different way. Every day people spend money on illegal drugs, especially marijuana. If we let just anyone sell it, we wouldn't be doing anybody any good. If we could take the money that people spent on drugs and could tax it and make money off of it for the economy, we would be out of debt in no time. You always see the cop cars that say this car was seized with money or bought with money seized from drugs. If we use that money and made it go towards our debt instead of $30,000 vehicles, how much better would our nation be? If they would legalize marijuana, they could just sell it like they do cigarettes, put a few joints in a pack and have different types for different prices, just like they have Marlboros for this much and Camels for this much. We could just sell it like they do now, or we could sell it like they do now, illegally, put like a nick or a dime in a bag, kind of like they have the roll your own tobacco and papers. We have to put a legal age on it, like 21, and then tax it. People say that they can't legalize it or tax it because of seed, so that they could just reproduce it themselves. But those people are just scared. If you take the seeds out, then people can't grow it themselves. And if they do, just find them. Just find the people who are selling it themselves, and like they do now, or put them in jail. I'm pretty sure people would rather have legal marijuana than have to risk going to jail even more if it's already legal. If they would just find the people like the drug lords, some of them which they already have in custody and are spending government money on keeping them in jail, and make them head of the factories and pay them like a yearly salary and have them produce the marijuana, then we would know we're getting a good quality, and we wouldn't have to train people. We just have them produce it. It would not only provide jobs for people underneath the people that mainly produce it, like people who package it, people who put the price tags on it, but it would also help the crime rate go down with the economy. If we had all the drug lords running factories, we would at least know where they all are. If we legalize marijuana, we could get out of debt, and the crime rate would go down because everyone would buy it legally, and not that many people would try to grow it, just because they would rather have legal marijuana, like I said. And if they are, and the government could recruit them or find them, they got a good and a bad, and that the money could go toward reducing our deficit. Now, our health points. Every day, people are prescribed legal marijuana for glaucoma or cataracts or cancer. It's a medicine. It's a medicinal herb. It's not really a drug. A drug is a man-made. We go to the store to buy drugs. If people could smoke or buy marijuana legally, think of how many people wouldn't have an eating disorder, because normally when you smoke marijuana, you get the munchies. So people with bulimia or anorexia, if they just go and smoke, then they'd be hungry, and then they wouldn't want to throw up because it'd just make them feel horrible. And nausea, people wouldn't have a nausea problem. And it would help them prevent cataracts too. People smoke to get rid of cataracts. And if you already smoked, then you wouldn't get cataracts. Marijuana is in one way like alcohol. It gets you drunk or high. Except marijuana makes you feel more alert of your surroundings. Some people call it paranoia. Other people call it just making you alert. It makes you more observant and makes you pay attention. Unlike alcohol, it makes you black out, cause liver diseases and brain damage, and you lose control over your body. If they would just legalize it and put those same laws on there as they do on cigarettes and alcohol, like you can't buy them under a certain age, you can't smoke and drive, it's not allowed on school property, and you can't buy it for minors. If we could just do that, we still have restrictions on it, then the government would be making a killing on taxes. And it would help the deficit that we're in. We would be out of debt in just a few years. The crime rate would go down, not just for marijuana, but for lots of people who have moved on to other drugs. They might go back to an herb that's legal. That would help people's medical bills who are already on coke and stuff, who have dental bills because they've messed up their bodies. And the rate that people fight, it would go down too, because if you're calm or happy, you don't want to fight. So I say we should just legalize it and sell it the right way.